Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Reed and so I'm making some art. So today I'm working on this sort of strawberry girl demon thing. I don't know, it's just a thing I wanted to paint and it's in my sketchbook, so I'm painting it. I'm also having a wee rant. I mean, I'm gonna try and not be too angry about it, but it might get a wee bit angsty. About people saying that they need styles and trying to rush into a style. Like, well, especially on like art chats, like DeviantArt, amino, all these young artists will be complaining that they don't have a style, and it's like, you know, it's a difficult thing for me, especially because I already have quite a distinct style, and it's what a lot of people like about my art, from what I've heard. And so it's really easy for me to say, don't rush into a style, but for someone who wants a style, I can understand because I was in the exact same position. But the thing is, a style isn't actually all that important, especially not straight away. What's really important is actually doing what you actually like. A lot of artists will fall into the whole realism is good sort of mentality, and I might explain that more in another video, but for now, style. And if you like realism, sure, that's what you want to do. But a lot of people nowadays, well, a lot of younger people, really want to do sort of more illustrative stuff because there's so many more jobs that involve art available nowadays. Like, Rebecca Sugar started her own show. Steven Universe, it's insanely popular. Animation, posters, fan art. There's so much potential for an artist, but it's a lot more potential for cartoon artists in particular. Realism art will always have its place, but we're going through shifts and there will be more different stuff available with different artists. And yeah, so when we think of style, we think someone who has reached their maximum point of art and like they have their art and it's perfect and it's all that blah 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 blah. But the truth is, style is kind of bullshit. There isn't really such thing. I mean, there's aesthetic and there's all that, but the style in the way most people understand it is mostly bullshit. Style is kind of how you draw, and most people have a style even if they don't notice it. You might say it's inconsistent. Well, yeah, that's because you haven't found one you like, but it's still everything you do technically falls into what a style truly is, which is just the way you do things. And I find that people get too stuck into styles, they actually limit themselves and they hurt their art progress because they're so wrapped up in getting everything exactly the same throughout all their art so that they have a consistency. And consistency is great, sure. But when you're learning, just bloody learn. Just don't worry about it, just sort of sort it out. And eventually you can refine it. I mean, I definitely pushed myself and struggled to find a style very quickly, and some of my art has suffered. For example, I am very good at drawing bodies now, but I really struggle to get faces down. You'll probably see this out the video. I'm constantly erasing that face because I ignored it to work on the style of the body, and that's why my art has personally suffered from me trying to rush into a style. And I've seen very similar things from other artists. I've talked to other artists on art, especially about this kind of thing, about rushing into their art style and finding they actually made it worse for themselves. So just draw the things you like, honestly. It'll help you out and make your art more variety based. It'll help you learn how to draw different things, and it will really help finding how you actually want to draw very uniquely. Because I feel like I, love certain artists, and sometimes I feel like my art is too close to theirs. Because when I rush into the style, I kind of relied on them for my inspiration instead of just drawing the things I like to do. So now I'm having to go back and sort of just draw whatever the fuck I want and not worry about the style sort of thing. I mean, I still want a very specific style because it has brought me some success. And I absolutely love it now. But definitely, don't stress about it because on Amino, especially, probably DeviantArt too, but I'm mostly on Amino because I love the chat groups. I complain about them quite often because there are some people that I'm just like, go away, please. Oh my god. Ugh. But, most people on there, really nice, really sweet, will give you lots of advice, awesome people. So, from there, so lots of us kids especially, it's not just the fact that they're saying I need a style, It's that whole self-pity thing as well. They refuse to make art because they don't have a style yet, instead of just making the art to get the style. And that's something that really bloody bugs me. I mean, it's kind of another topic as well, but it's kind of like people will say, I don't have an art style, I don't have art supplies, I don't have this, I don't have that, so I can't make art because I don't have what you have, or I don't have what they have, or I don't have what I want. And you're never going to make art like that. Most artists, from, fucking masters or whatever you want to call them, they would not have considered themselves masters, first off. They painted on cardboard with whatever paint they had lying around. And art historians have had to peel the cardboard off, the paint off the cardboard, to frame them properly, because these artists didn't give a shit and they were painted on whatever was near them. You don't need amazing art supplies or anything like that to actually make art. And the whole I need a style thing is really just a fucking excuse not to make any art. Sure, I can understand being in the position where you're like, yeah, okay, I want a style. Then go out and draw and do studies of artists you actually like and see what you want to make a style with. That's how I did it, although I did rush it a little bit. I'd say look at a wide variety of artists and a wide variety of subject matters, not just people, animals, faces, plants, whatever you want, whatever you're drawn to. Don't try and lock yourself into a style, because sometimes it can actually hurt you as well, like I said. But also in the fact that I am sometimes like, oh no, I can't draw that. It won't work with my style, even though I want to draw that. And it's something I've had to really try and break recently. And my god, is it difficult. It's just insane, the kind of things that happen when you rush into things. I don't regret it in the end though, because I'm really happy with where I am, but sometimes I wish that I'd done certain things or spent a little more time on other stuff. But it gets a bit annoying when you say all this stuff to a younger artist, or just even not even younger artist. Sometimes they're older than me, sometimes they're the same age, but someone who's not got a style yet. And it's a really annoying excuse, to be honest, because I hear it so often. It's like, well, I don't have a style. It's like, well, you do actually, because you'll do something in a very unique way. Just because all the drawings don't look the same, you probably have a fairly similar process without you even knowing it. That is technically part of your style. Just because it's not like a very, neat and very samey, very sort of clear style, isn't a bad thing. You'll probably have things that if you draw it over and over again, they'll actually pick up things that you wouldn't even notice if you tried to make them there. They'll just sort of appear. Like, for example, one of the things I didn't want to be part of my style, well, I wasn't intending to be, was the hearts over the nipples. That was kind of just me censoring. But because I drew them so often, people were like, I know that was yours because of the heart nipples. And I was like, oh, okay. Wasn't what I was intending to, but yeah, sure, I love it. I'm going to keep drawing that. And, it's the kind of thing people have really pointed out, like, yeah, that's definitely yours because of the heart nipples. Also the very angular bodies, but, it was one of those things where I just did it for a few drawings, and it caught on, and because I don't draw clothing very often, because I hate drawing clothing, to be honest, it was like, yeah, that's definitely your art because it's got nipples for hearts. I mean, yeah, it's got a nipple for a heart. No, it's got hearts for nipples, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's awesome. Like, that's something I really like, and I really want to continue. So it's just that sort of thing. A style isn't this big, grand thing to achieve. It's a byproduct. It's not something you strive for, it's something you build up. It's not an end goal. There are no end goals in art. No such fucking thing. Get that out of your head right now. A style is just a byproduct of you drawing regularly and you doing studies of artists you like and things you like to draw and learning how you want to draw them. And not having any bloody excuses. Like, if you want to draw something, just bloody draw it. And if you don't have a style, okay, then make up 10. Take, for example, an apple, or a girl holding an apple, or a cat with an apple. I can't say anything that isn't very phallic right now, because it's the only example I can think of. Yep, sorry, a very disgusting mind, even though I'm very ace. Anyway, just draw that in 10 different styles. Maybe do styles of artists you like or admire, or maybe just random artists you find. Or get your friends to say, hey, what 10 animated shows have you seen in the last 5 years? And just do styles based off whatever shows they say. Like, it's the sort of thing where if you have the willpower and you have the dedication and you have the motivation, it's really easy to start developing the base of a style. And again, don't get worked up on how everything has to be really consistent. If you want to change part of your style, fucking change it. Because again, styles don't change, they just evolve with the artist. If you get wrapped up in a style and you try to do everything to keep it exactly the same, you're going to stagnate, you're going to trip over yourself, and you're not going to get any better, because if you get any better, you'll change your style. And yeah, it's the sort of thing where I see mostly on other people's, because my channel and my audience isn't very big at this time, but I see it a lot just in the comment section of like so many other videos. And it's just, and again on amino in the chats and on DeviantArt as well, and I just, in general, anytime I meet a younger artist, I don't have an art style, not every time, but I don't have a style of drawing, I don't like the way I draw, I can't draw, and so it's just like, get over yourself, and actually do something to push yourself towards getting a style, or at least starting a style, or finding a way you want to draw. Even if you change that style in 5 minutes, that is fine. Because style is something that evolves. Like, if I'm 18, and I don't like all the same things I did when I was 14, and my style from when I was 14 to where I am now at 18 is very fucking different. And that's what life is. Things change, things evolve, things develop. You can't keep it still. You have to evolve, you have to let things change and flow, otherwise you'll never improve, you'll never get anywhere. It's funny how we call Picasso and all the Renaissance artists, and Da Vinci, we call them masters, but they weren't. If you look at some of their things, especially some of the religious art, those proportions are bloody horrendous. Horrendous. Like, those proportions are so ugly. But I couldn't do that kind of shading, I couldn't do any of that stuff, but I could draw better proportions than them. Does that make me a master? Fuck no. Everyone puts so much pressure on this end goal of art, and there is no end goal in art. When you die, that's the end, sure. But it's not like there's a Sims where you get better and you get better and get better to get to a certain point and then you stop. Everything changes, everything evolves, and you get better no matter what you're doing. So if you want a style, just draw. Draw the same things 10 times. Just draw things you like. Play around with drawing different styles, down different brush pens, nibs, ballpoint pens, pencils, banana skins. You can't draw with those. One of my beetroot, that's what I was trying to think of. Beetroot, not banana skins. Pick up anything, start drawing, and you will start developing a style. And if you don't want to draw, that's fine. No one's going to make you. But don't use style as an excuse. Just admit you don't want to actually do it, and try something else. Because if you're not motivated to do it, you're never going to get anywhere with it. And it sounds harsh, because I'm annoyed, and it's also true. Just the other day, I was talking to someone I know who was complaining they didn't have a style. And the fact they couldn't do anything because they didn't have a style. And I said, well, how do you expect to get a style? Do you expect it to just fall out of midair and just, you're now a perfect artist? Like, no. You can't stand still and expect a style to just come to you. You actually have to try and seek it out and develop it yourself. There's no quick fix in art. People will say, oh, I had to give me some tips, and people say practice. I don't want to practice. It's like, well, then you'll never get anywhere. It's the same thing with style. Honestly, I think I'm repeating myself so often, but I'm just really trying not to be mad and trying to keep things on a similar basis. Just, art style, very sort of, it's sort of, people hype it up to be so big and so perfect, like Audra or Claire. I love her art so much. Her style is only mildly consistent. If you look at it, it changes. Like every piece she does has a different essence to it. You can still tell it's hers, but it changes. Like when she's doing sketchbook stuff, it's more simplified. When she's doing a big oil paintings, there's a lot more detail, and the eyes change, and the face shape changes. Her bodies are still quite similar, but she draws hair differently, and all those little things. But you can still tell it's hers because her essence is in it. It's like I talked about with the heart nipples. It's just something that accidentally came through, but it became a big part of my art. And that's the sort of thing I'm trying to get across. If you force some things, they often won't happen. But if you just let them happen, they often will. I'm trying to think of a metaphor for that isn't disgusting. But I played far too much Cards Against Humanity with my friends for that to happen. So yeah, basically I'm sorry for ranting, I'm sorry for rambling, I'm sorry I got annoyed, but it's like, when you see this on an almost daily basis, it does get very annoying, and it's the kind of thing where it's just like, it's A or B, mate. You have to either step up, start, fail, start, fail, just start, get somewhere, change it up, flip it upside down, do whatever, and get somewhere you're actually happy with, or you can stand there and complain about it and not go anywhere, and it's, you know, it's sort of that kind of choice. It's very harsh, I guess, blunt, and it sounds a bit bitchy, I guess, and I am a bit of a bitch, but I care as well. I'm not a heartless bitch, I'm a bitch who cares. So, you know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video of me drawing this watercolory girl with a strawberry. I think I made it a little bit too dark at the end, but I'm still quite happy with the way this came out. Speaking of style, I actually really think I've like really cemented my style. Not really cemented, but I'm really happy with where my style is at right now. It's really developing, and it's just getting to places where I really like it. And you'll see I'm posting a lot more soon because I'm on school break, and I've got pieces coming up that I've almost finished and I'm finishing, and it's just, yeah. Anyway, all my social links will be down below, and I've still got lots of time left, so I need to talk some more. Hate when that happens. Anyway, yeah, so this is just a simple watercolor sketch. In my sketchbook, I have glued in watercolor paper because I hoard scraps of paper. Like, if I finish an artwork, I'll just, and it turns out bad, I'll just flip it over, cut it up, and hoard the scraps. And then use them, so, yeah. Plus, I really love the collaging in my sketchbooks. It's just, it adds a layer of fun and paper diversity. Because the paper I'm working on underneath isn't great for it's okay for watercolor, but it's not great, which is kind of a shame. But, you know, alright. Don't forget to take your paintbrushes out of your water, and I'll see you next time. My social links will be down in the description below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for letting me rant. See you guys next time. Bye. Read out.